think we're live.
Are we live? We look like we're live. No? Maybe they won't turn that on until...
Maybe that's what happens.
Until 4 o'clock.
Well, we'll start at 4 o'clock, even if we can't see it up here.
No, I don't think we should do that.
Well, I don't know what else to do.
Oh, live? We live? Hello? Does it look like it's happening? Looks like it's happening.
Yeah, it's
Not
been
there.
live since you hit the button.
Okay.
But I
Not
just
here.
don't know if it's there. If you are there and you are listening, we're waiting for 4 o'clock to start here, and we're just trying to see if we have our technical things working correctly. So please bear with us.
Hey.
Oh, you're live, okay. And are we, you can hear us and see us, and we're not sideways. Is that correct, Patrick? Because you're our only link right now to the internet.
Do you want to hit refresh on there?
Yeah, that. Is he answering?
Oh, we got a like. Yes, okay. We're going. Let's do it.
Here we go.
You are the rock. You are the hard place. You are the slow burn and the quickest about face. Your kind of turbulence, it separates continents, but the garden of your sweet peace bears no resemblance. You are the prophet, you are the fool. You're the exception, always proves the rule. Your kind of insolence, it shatters my confidence, but the garden of your sweet peace bears no resemblance. Stitch my shadow to my heels, steer me clear of battlefields, point out rogue banana peels. I should be alright. You are the old growth, you are the axe, you are the truth that gets in the way of the cold hard facts. Your kind of soulfulness, it counters my woefulness, and in the garden of your sweet peace there's no loneliness. And I got a feeling I can't put a name to, like I've been walking in my sleep and I finally came to. We can only play the cards we got, and you are the hard place. You are the rock. Stitch my shadow to my heels, steer me clear of battlefields, point out rogue banana peels, and give me strength not to fight. And I will say with this guitar that I know what the trade-offs are, and I have wished on every star, so I should be alright. Hey everybody out there, I'm Kristen Grainger, and this is Dan Wetzel, and we are with the band True North, and we're excited to be on Americana Highways Facebook takeover today to share with you a few songs we've written. Got a brand new record out called Ghost Tattoo, and I hope you'll check it out, and I hope you'll like it a lot. We're real proud of it. Came out on Friday, and it's available on iTunes and our website, and truenorthband.com, and other places where you might buy online music. That last song was one I wrote called Hard Place, and it's from a previous record, but really like it. It's all about living with difficult people, semi-autobiographical. I'm the difficult person in this scenario. Anyway, so we're going to play songs off our new record, some old ones and some new ones, and hope you like them a lot. This next one's called Keep the River on Your Right. It's the track number 1 off the new record. there. That's pretty good. So we often play as a duo because we're pandemicking together, and so we have a lot of time to play and sing and write. But we also play with two fabulous other pickers. Martin Stevens plays mandolin and fiddle and sings beautifully, and Josh Atkins, another great singer who plays a lot of instruments, but in our band he plays bass. So if you're out there, guys, we miss you. Hope to see you Friday. And this next one's a song I wrote about my inability to go with the flow. It's called Jeremiah's Tree. Nothing rhymes and nothing sticks. I'm breaking bones and stones and sticks. Wrap my sorrow around these bricks and send them flying. Demons carpet, caterwaul. Watch me stumble, watch me fall. Crack my forehead on this wall, but I'll keep trying to be the seed that water plants on a stony riverbank. From these mighty roots I sang, I'll rise to be Jeremiah's tree. Sun will rise, sun will set. You spin the wheel and place your bet. Say the graveyard silhouettes of concrete angels in the quiet of my bed. Something Jeremiah said helps me wrap my head around these changes. And be the seed that water plants on a stony riverbank. From these mighty roots I sang, I'll rise to be Jeremiah's tree. Jeremiah's tree. I awaken from a dream of a tree fed by a stream, ever fruitful, ever green, ever certain. Every seed the river plants is just drifting till it lands, following the current and floating on the wind. Every leaf and every branch, every stone and grain of sand. From these mighty roots I stand, I'll rise to be Jeremiah's tree. Jeremiah's tree. So I hope everybody can hear okay and see okay. Please ping us and send a message, post a comment if you can't hear or see. It's kind of exciting times to do this from home. We prefer to be there in person with you, but this is what we can do right now. So the next song we're going to do is one that we are covering from Cahalan Morrison, who wrote it. He's a terrific songwriter. If you've not heard Cahalan Morrison, he's just great. And it's called Down in the Lonesome Draw. Fire it stands a blazing wick, smoke it pours out honey thick. Down in a lonesome draw, moon's all snared in midnight's jaw. The kingdom of the great prairie, it's home to you and home to me. Morning waiting ham and hog, tattered like old Dempsey's jaw. And if you don't like Dodge, you can always go to Abilene. I hear the getting's plenty and the grass is always green. You can always head to Kansas City, where they pave all of their roads, but the vices flow like the Ohio and the governor's on parole. Railroad man go pushing west, scarlet out on mother's breast. What brings liquor, what brings gold? short time here and a long time gone. Workmen sing the people's song down in the Lonesome draw. Sonny bakes a rawhide raw. And if you don't like Dodge, you can always go to Abilene. I hear the getting's plenty and the grass is always green. You can always head to Kansas City, where they pave all of their roads, where the vices flow like the Ohio and the governor's on parole. My heart lies on a high plateau. Texas bull stands low and low. River meant to separate, but it justifies the border state. No one still can understand what life is like in the borderland. Here's to the great expanse, where every day is a poisonous dance. And if you don't like Dodge, you can always go to Abilene. I hear the getting's plenty and the grass is always green. You can always head to Kansas City, where they pave all of their roads, where the vices flow like the Ohio and the governor's on parole. And the vices flow like the Ohio and the governor's on parole. So you should post a comment. Tell us where you're listening from, where you are right now, and how you're doing. We'd love to have more of a relationship with you than we can have here, but you can find out more about us at truenorthband.com and catch us at our live album launch on Friday night on our webpage at True North Band PNW.
Our Facebook page, yeah.
Facebook page, yeah. So this next song I wrote for Dan to sing, and it's a song about, well, I guess I dedicate it to all the young guys who want to know what the secret to life is, and for all the old guys who know. And it's called Fine Young Companion.
He sat at the end of the counter, down by the toothpicks and certs. His hands were missing some fingers, a few buttons left on his shirt. Around him the customers chatter like crows on a telephone wire, and outside the traffic it clattered like a sky full of geese drawing fire. Somehow the man seems familiar, an uncle I'd known as a kid. I heard myself ask him to join me. I think we both were surprised when he did. He said, "Oh, my fine young companion, run away from these big city dreams. Get you a house in the mountains, fish all those rivers and streams. Fish all those rivers and streams." He was born in the country, served in the Vietnam War. His brother came home in a coffin without knowing what he'd give it for. He said, "Son, get your fair share of loving, and don't be too much of a saint. 'Cause everyone says there'll be more pretty girls coming along, but there ain't." He said, "Oh, my fine young companion, run away from these big city dreams. Get all those rivers and streams. Lives in a house full of strangers, related by marriage or blood. Most days he cannot remember their name. Some days he wishes he could. He said, "Oh, my fine young companion, run away from these big city dreams. Get you a house in the mountains. Fish all those rivers and streams. Fish all those rivers and streams."
Well, that was kind of fun. So this next song is another new one off the record, and it's one that I wrote when I heard the news of children being kept taken from their parents and kept in detention centers at the U.S.-Mexico border, and the conditions under which they were kept, and it made me incredibly sad. And then Neil Young sent out a call to all artists to do what you do and write songs about this and make art about this to draw people's attention to it and make it accessible for the average person, and so hopefully people would be motivated to take action. So I wrote this song in hopes that it would, and it contains two Spanish words, abuelito, which means grandpa, and abuelos, which is grandfathers. So it's called The Ghost of Abuelito. Miguel, my brother, he's 11. I am Alma, I am 7, old enough to remember home. Sound of gunfire in the night, an ordinary part of life, at least the only life I've ever known. Miguel refused to cry today, headed north from Ecuador to the USA. Even when we gave our dog away, even after throwing stones to make her stay. He says the ghost of Abuelito comes to him when he's afraid. His spirit comes down from the stars, still smells of coffee and cigars. But when he is there, Miguel is brave. Abuelito wanted it that way. Across the border, things got tense, with our backs against the fence. All those uniforms and guns. Americanos took our mother in one direction and us the other, and we haven't seen our mother since. Inside 100 babies cry, and I can't stop myself from always asking why. When will my mama come to get me? Did she go off and forget me? And Miguel just takes my hand and sighs. He says the ghost of Abuelito comes to us when we're afraid. His spirit comes down from the stars, still smells of coffee and cigars. And when he is there, we'll both be brave. Abuelito wanted it that way. He says Abuelito told him, America will always take you in. Her gates are guarded by a goddess. She welcomes you no matter where you've been. Minutes to hours, days to weeks, Miguel, my brother, hardly speaks. Bit by bit, he's disappearing. I asked him if he'd say the prayer, the one that brings Abuelito here. He said Abuelito's hard of hearing. Inside 100 babies cry, ones that are old enough to talk keep asking why. When will my mama come to get me? Did she go me, and I take their tiny hands and lie. I say the ghost of Los Abuelos tells us as we sleep under the moon. Those abuelos hate to see us suffer. They're out searching for our mothers, and they'll bring our mothers soon. Abuelos hate to see us suffer. They're out searching for our mothers, and they'll bring our mothers soon.
Powerful.
So, I don't know how many of you people have been to Oregon before, but that's where we live, that's where we're from, and there's a big tradition of folk music and Americana music and bluegrass music out here, and our music is kind of all three of those things. It's singer-songwriter, and it's folk, and it's bluegrass, and it's Americana. It's all the things that we've been influenced by. We've been influenced by a lot of great writers and a lot of great pickers, and so that's how we sound. Our latest record's called Ghost Tattoo, and it's just came out a few days ago, so we're thrilled to be here on Americana Highways talking to you a little bit about it and playing you some tracks. And this next one's a track from the new record, and it's called Light by Light, and it's a song I wrote about violence in our society, but it specifically it really hit me hard when I saw white supremacists with guns walking down the little quiet streets of my town, and it was very alarming. And so anyway, I wrote this one, and it's called Light by Light. I can hear you out on my road. You got your pistol with you, and you're both loaded. My heart is sinking with the sun. You're shooting out the streetlights one by one. Yeah. Look at you, what you've become. You lurk on my horizon like a thunderstorm. Bitter words leave no room to wonder. What God has joined, let no one put asunder. Light by light, you bring the darkness, you bring the night. I know you're out there, I can see your silhouette. The moonlight on your pistol, your glowing cigarette. Oh, I know you're out there. Yes, I know you're out there. So I'm keeping myself out of sight. I remember when we were together. Loving you was hurricane weather. Raging winds tearing up the shore. Well, I got no use for hurricanes anymore. Light by light, you bring the darkness, you bring the night. And I know you're out there, I can see your silhouette. The moonlight on your pistol, your glowing cigarette. Oh, I know you're out there. Yes, I know you're out there. So I'm keeping myself out of sight. Shot by shot, you stroked that anger, drank your belly full of lies. Step by step, you changed to someone
gonna do one now that's we also recorded on our new album. This one we didn't write. This was written by Tim O'Brien and Daryl Scott, but we've played it for quite a while. It's a blast to play it with the band. We really missed the band today, but we're having a good time playing as a duo. This one called When No One's Around. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. This is a song that nobody knows. I couldn't begin to describe how it goes, but it makes me cry and laugh right out loud. It's a song that I sing when there's no one around.
This the girl that nobody sees. She wears all my old clothes. She looks just like me and a feeling to fly. She'd never touch down. She's the girl that I am when there's no one around. 'Cause it's 4 in the morning, I'm lying in bed with a tape of my failures playing inside my. This is the dance I do every day. I just set my soul free, and it takes me away, and it leads my steps to higher ground. It's a dance that I do when there's no one around. 'Cause it's 4 in the morning, I'm lying in bed with a tape of my failures playing inside my head. Hard knocks and heartaches, things I don't know. Listen and wonder, where will it go? This is a song that nobody knows. I couldn't begin to describe how it goes, but it makes me cry and laugh right out loud. A bed to put that boulder up the hill. You can hide your car behind the Dark Horse Grill and Bar. They'll be glad to see you, and they don't care who you are or who you're letting down in some other part of town. The Dark Horse has a special vault for storing things that aren't your fault. The Dark Horse specialty is a time-worn recipe. Blend 2 parts denial with a modeled memory. You can get your fill on a $20 bill. And if that doesn't do the trick, the whiskey always will. Bourbon and the scotch will kick it up a notch. The Dark Horse has a special vault for storing things that aren't your fault. There's carpet on the walls in case somebody falls. Lots of free philosophy on all the bathroom stalls. The bar stools in a row, TV silent glow. Everything's familiar, but there's no one there you know. And nothing's very hard. You just give the man your card. The So everybody's been in a bar like that. We're happy to be back. I'm not sure how much of that you missed or saw. Sorry about the internet.
Maybe not.
Whoever's in charge of that, could you please address that right now? That would be helpful. All right, so this next one's a song I wrote a while back. It came off our second record, Pluck, I think it's called, titled first track. And it's a song about a guy walking home after a long time away at war. And it's based on a Wendell Berry story, and it's called Till I Have You. Out on the road, I was lonesome as a star, still 100 miles away from where you are. And I got nothing to my name but strong desire to put a healthy distance between me and that war. But the day is breaking and the birds are waking. From a yellow house comes the smell of biscuits baking. These are the treasures I collect as I'm passing through. They'll have to do till I have you. I have this road and I like to travel by. Two good legs since I ain't got wings to fly. I got a couple dollars, just enough to get me by, till I cross that river and I'm home dry. But the next town's coming, there's a cafe humming, where the eggs are cooking and the waitress is good looking. These are the treasures I collect as I'm passing through. They'll have to do till I have you. And the hawks are circling, and the red birds chirping. Sun's hot as blazes on that field of daisies. These are the treasures I collect as I'm passing through. They'll have to do till I have you. Nothing but my shadow to tell my troubles to. They'll have to do till I have you. Oh, oh, oh.
Now we're going to do what was for a long time our most requested song. This is one Kristen wrote quite a while back, and about a member of her family, her grandmother, but not really about her, just borrowing her name. But it's a great story. It was on a record we made several years ago, and it's called Doris Dean.
My name is Doris Dean. I was born in 1917. I turned 90 years old today, or it could have been yesterday. I really couldn't say. My mother named me I'd see the brave and beautiful Doris Dean perform feats of courage and grace, and never break a sweat, big smile on her face. Wish I could learn to ride like that in a satin shirt and star-spangled cowboy hat. Maybe everything would have turned out differently for me. Doris Dean McConaughey. Sometimes I lie here thinking, sometimes I just lie, pretend that there's some greater plan. It's not my place to wonder why. Oh, but 90 years later, I must petition my creator. Is this all there is, this hill of beans for lesser of two Doris Deans? Is that some that I wish I'd been, the brave and beautiful Doris Dean? Look back with courage and grace, and see my ordinary life was no disgrace. Sure I could learn to ride like that, though I'd probably do without the cowboy hat. Maybe then I'd see it all differently. And me, Doris Dean McConaughey. Doris Dean McConaughey. Oh, she flies?
So, yeah.
Yeah. So it looks like we got time for one more, and looking forward to hearing Ed and David and the rest of the group that are up today. Thanks for tuning in for the Kristen Grainger and True North part of the show. Hope we'll see you down the road sometime.
So this is one Kristen wrote. It's from the new record. It's called She Flies With Her Own Wings.
She says, come on over, we got work to do. She says, don't just stand there, there's a place for you, and you, and you, and you. 'Cause it's true, at different points of view, more hands and eyes and hearts that make a plan and follow through. She flies with her own wings, she's on the lookout for better things. She's keeping her eyes on that western horizon, and if a storm is blowing, she's gonna get where she's going. In spite of bruises and bee stings, she relies on her own wings. She says it's only thunder, don't be frightened. The thing to watch for is the lightning. Yeah, the lightning is the thing that destroys. The thunder's just a noise, a bully with a megaphone who threatens and annoys. But she flies with her own wings, she's on the lookout for better things. She's keeping her eyes on that western horizon, and if a storm is blowing, she's gonna get where she's going. In spite of bruises and bee stings, she relies on her own wings. And up on the timberline, in a tall stand of trees, she's waiting for the sun to rise again. Night fades, the morning new, the sky shades of rose and blue. She takes a breath and leaps into the currents of the wind. She flies with her own wings, she's on the lookout for better things. She's keeping her eyes on the western horizon, and if a storm is blowing, she's gonna get where she's going. In spite of bruises and bee stings, she relies on her own wings. And she says, come on over, we got work to do. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
See you
Thanks,
down the road.
Americana Highways, for having us.
Please come back. My viewers are waiting for me. I think we need to finish.